I'm sticking with my original guess.
Fanta.
Hey, Marco, are you ready for another GeoQuiz?
I'm totally ready for this. Let's do it.
Excellent. Can we review the rules?
Yeah, so our producers Marta and Renika have thought of a country. We don't know what it is,
Right.
and they're going to give us 10 clues that'll help us zero in what the place is.
And we write down the country we think it is after we hear each clue so we can check back and see who got it right first.
Absolutely. And viewers, you should play along, write down what you think the country is, and we'll see if we all land at the same spot.
Starting off strong with sports, this country has historically performed quite well in the Olympics. It is in the top 10 of nations with the most medals. However, it has missed a few games over the years.
And throughout history, athletes from this country have appeared under 5 different 3-letter designations by the International Olympic Committee. Okay.
I've got a guess.
Yeah, me too.
5 different, I don't know. I have no idea if it's right. I'm thinking one of recent history, one of more farther back history. Could be. All right. This country also has some interesting laws. Dancing is banned on certain holidays, and breaking the rule can land you a fine.
This is interesting because although the origin of this law is religious, this country does not have an official established religion.
I'm feeling strengthened in my first guess.
Well, I'm glad you feel strengthened because I don't feel strengthened. Wow. Well, I'm definitely more stumped than the last episode we did.
I feel like I want to give you my own hints, but I don't know if I'm right.
If I'm stumped at 10, I'm going to ask you for your extra credit hint.
I'll give you my extra credit hints, but we'll see if I'm even right. Okay, the soft drink Fanta is produced by Coca-Cola, but it was invented in this country. Ooh. At first, it wasn't made of oranges. Instead, the ingredients included leftover apple fibers, mash from cider presses, and whey, a cheese byproduct. Fanta used to have whey
Fascinating.
in it?
Wow.
Okay, I had no idea this had any association with the country. I think it might be, so.
At the time, this country had a hard time getting the right ingredients for regular Coke. Coca-Cola still wanted to maintain its popularity in this country, even though access to ingredients was scarce, so they came up with this makeshift recipe.
That is fascinating.
That is fascinating, and who knew Fanta was invented here, but I'm still stumped as to what here is.
I'm sticking with my original guess.
Fanta.
Clue number 4. Speaking of drinks, in the last 10 years, consumption of non-alcoholic beer in this country has doubled to nearly 10% of its total domestic beer market. It boasts the highest non-alcoholic beer consumption in the world.
Part 2 of that clue, number 4, in fact, as the top recycling country in the world, this country's outdoor bars serve drinks in reusable bottles and glasses. To prevent stolen dishes, servers collect a deposit that customers can get back later. I found this clue very helpful. Let me just say that right now.
Really? Or are you kidding?
No, I'm real.
I'm sticking with my same choice. Did you change yours?
I did.
Okay. We've done drinks, now onto food. This country loves a type of street food originally brought there by immigrants. Last year, the nation where this dish originated tried to regulate what can legally use the name of this specialty. The country we were looking for fought back, defended its take on the dish, and said that regulation would make it too expensive.
But part 2 of hint number 5, it got more expensive anyway. The cost of this food has nearly doubled since the COVID-19 pandemic, prompting some politicians to push for subsidies to keep prices steady. Feeling good about
You're feeling good?
my guess number 4 now.
Me too. Me too. Extra credit. What street food are we talking about?
Oh,
Don't say it. Just write it down.
big fan. Just saying.
Here's our next clue. This country is a key global figure in scientific research. Notable discoveries include the planet Neptune and the cellular process of mitosis.
This doesn't help me, but I figure there are lots of smart people here. It's probably fair. In fact, from the invention of the Nobel Prize in 1901 until 1956, this country was home to the largest number of Nobel laureates in the world.
These are news to me, but I'm still sticking with my guess. I feel like I'm learning a lot.
Hint number 7.
This country's capital is known for its nightlife. In 2021, the country declared that its clubs and music venues would be considered cultural institutions, the same designation as museums and opera houses.
But on a sad note, this country's party scene made headlines in 2010 when 21 people were killed and over 600 were injured in a crowd rush at an electronic music festival.
That's sad.
Yeah, I kind of recall that.
Extra credit. Write down a name of a famous club in said city. This is worth 1 million extra credit points.
Got it.
Okay. Next clue. After the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, members of the LGBTQ community from both those countries were forced to flee due to Russian crackdown on homosexuality and gender expression. Many came to this country where organizations helped them access shelter and medical care.
The invasion of Ukraine also forced this country to pursue renewable energy even faster, since at the onset of the war, over half of its gas came from Russia. Pretty sure this country also said it was going to stop nuclear energy after the Fukushima disaster, and they did not. Okay, so we're on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Hit number 9.
Two of the major hotspots for this country's diaspora population are Brazil and Argentina. People with roots in this country have been in Brazil for over 200 years.
They first moved there in the 1800s, escaping a failing economy back home, but a later wave of migration from this country to Latin America took place in the aftermath of World War II. The boys from Brazil. That's all I'm going to say.
Final hint. The first printed Bible was made in this country using a method called movable type.
And the invention of movable type is sometimes attributed to the place we're thinking of, but actually had been in use elsewhere for over a century.
Huh. What's the Bible? Extra credit.
Yeah, got it.
Shall we reveal?
Yeah.
So, Marco, you were stumped at the beginning.
I was. What threw me off was the nations under 5 different 3-letter designations by the IOC. I was thinking like USSR, SSR.
Yeah.
You know, despite like what kind of substances they take, they still did pretty well at the Olympics.
Yeah.
The dancing part, you know, in religion, my mind, of course, went back to USSR. 3 kind of threw me off. Fanta, Coca-Cola. Fanta was like, they wouldn't have invented that in Russia. Like, really? No, that doesn't make sense.
I always assumed Fanta was like Latin American or something because the name.
Yeah. It was clue number 4, non-alcoholic beer. We actually did a story on the rising rates of non-alcoholic beer consumption in Germany.
Sure did.
And then by clue number 5, you asked me what the food in question was. It's Döner kebab or
Döner kebab.
Döner kebab. I love that stuff.
So what country?
Germany.
Sorry, that's what I got too. So I said Germany from the very beginning.
From the start, clue number 1.
I had an unfair advantage. I've lived in Germany.
Yeah.
And I used to be fascinated by this idea that somebody living in East Germany who maybe was 100 years old at the turn of the millennium would have lived through like 5 different governments.
Right.
So we have to get the official correct answer. We actually haven't gotten that yet. Marta, Renuka?
You are correct. It's Germany.
Yay.
Excellent. Let us know how you did, which clue gave it away for you, if you got any extra credit right. And subscribe to the World Channel for more GeoQuizzes like this one and other international stories.
Go listen to the world, and we'll see you next time.